Hello, beautiful souls, and how are we, Universal Angel, with the reveal of stack number 2. So if you guys remember, you had the option to choose between a stone or a stack that you were most drawn to, and this is for stack number 2. The stone that you guys have chosen is Aragonite. I want to give you guys a good look at this. This stone is absolutely potent, but yet really gentle in its energy. I will share with you, it's very amazing for working with the sacral chakra. So relationships, confidence, boosting that esteem, that zest or that fire energy, that fire, that passion for life. Interesting that it spoke on the relationships with this stone. I saw the synchronicity in these cards that were pulled for you guys. So out first popped a major arcana, and that was justice, right? And Archangel Raguel stepped forth for that. I want to read to you what this says. It says, fair and just decisions. Do what you know is right and stand up for your beliefs. Now, this stone is also amazing. Again, this is Aragonite. Amazing for going through difficult times and maintaining that higher vibrational frequency, as well as staying grounded in your relationships, as well as trying to receive that reciprocity and identifying what is the best decision to make. This is a very potent stone. Guys, don't forget, when we use our stones, the more we keep it within our energetic field or our auric space, the more that we receive those properties. Now, I want to share with you also, let's look at the numerology here. We have the number 8. So this is an energy that Spirit is reminding you to let it linger, right? That infinite energy. It's something that stays with you, that is very important for you to look at this time. Fair and just decisions. So as these karmic wheels close and you go through these cycles in life, fair and just will always weigh out. If that equal reciprocity is not there, that karma therefore will unfold in that manner, right? Now, I find that it's very important for us with that reciprocity to not only expect that of our outside realm, but as far as the inside as well, as within, so without. So it's very, very crucial that we develop this balance internally of our masculine, our feminine side, or our dark and our light nature, right? And that's the balance of the duality in order to obtain that self-mastery or that omnipresent type of visualization of reality and the truth that and seeing through Maya. So how that correlates with what we have pulled today, guys, and this is out of the Hermetic Tarot. By the way, guys, this follows the Golden Dawn, absolutely potent, especially for ritual work and a lot of work with astrology, angelic work as well. But out pops the Lovers, guys. So the Lovers is very important when it comes to relationships. So many of you guys that have chosen stack number 2 might be dealing with the soulmate relationship. That's very important to, it could be soulmates or it could be a karmic relationship, right? So Spirit is asking you, be mindful, steadfast as you go through these relationships, but be mindful of that equal reciprocity, right? Because this is something that you're going to have to carry throughout your life, because as we share those truths and set those boundaries with other people, this is how we, especially our lovers, this is how we establish, the values and sharing those values and what we represent to others. This is telling others how we expect to be treated, or what is acceptable, right? And how we are to be treated. Now, this, guys, is out of the Fairy Messages deck, and this says, whom do you need to forgive? Forgiveness has been a big thing tonight, especially. It says, as you release old anger or resentments, you will find that your wishes will come true. So interestingly enough, this pops up with the Lovers. So I feel like many of you guys, are kind of on the fence. What do I do with this situation? Or how do I make it blossom? Maybe how do I make it better? How do I weigh the light and the dark of the situation? Well, let's talk about, establishing that fair and just decisions. What I like to, tell my clients in coaching is, write a pros and cons list. It might sound so silly, but we learn these things so young. But how often do we just kind of put them, push them aside? But a lot of times, guys, when we're going through these emotional upheavals and these closing of this karmic cycles, we are experiencing all this intense emotion, right? So it's hard to use the logic mind and balance those emotions because it's so intense or chaotic sometimes around us. So it's very important to retract, see yourself from that third person point of view, and then therefore, say, okay, I felt this way, but now I can look at it logically instead of reacting upon those feelings, right? Very, very important. And especially establishing the reciprocity of the Lovers. Guys, if you're in a relationship and you feel like you are not meeting that or getting that reciprocity, they are not meeting that reciprocity of what you need and what you bring to the table, Spirit is saying, cut those cords and let go. Why do I say that? Well, let's continue a little bit further. So this is your from your Messages from Angels deck. I thought we'd switch up the decks a little bit tonight, play around, kind of have some fun with it. Out pops Layla. Spend time alone in nature, meditating about your desires and your intentions. So out in nature is, think of nature similar to nurture, right? Nature nurtures us. It helps us grow. Well, sometimes we need to nurture ourselves as we go through, you know, weighing the balances or weighing the scales or the reciprocity in a relationship, right? And as we're hanging on to our courage and our faith in this relationship. All right. So when we spend this time in nature and meditate, we can ground and we can better become aligned, and then therefore better take that third person point of view, and then you know, subjectively and objectively be able to differentiate what is the best decision, what is the most fair and just decision. And you see Archangel Raguel steps forward like, you know, this is the way. That means karmic cycles are coming to a close. And if you guys are in the middle of cycles, it's very important to weigh these decisions now if you wish for them to go or in the way manner you see fit, or if you wish for these relationships to mend, especially with the Lovers. This is a major arcana. So if you're going through these soulmate relationships, right, these are potent. Soulmate relationships are very potent in our lives. Sometimes these can be karmic, or sometimes this can be the best lifelong partner for us. It really just varies. You know, are you receiving that reciprocity? Are they what is best for you in your growth? Are they supportive for your growth? Do they make fair and just decisions, you know, as within, so without. It says, ask the angels to help you gain a positive perspective, right? So we don't just have to depend on nature to nurture. We can also depend and call upon our legions of light, ancestors, angels, whatever it is that you believe. All right. Now, guys, it says, whom do you need to forgive? I want to remind of this statement. As you release old anger or resentments, you will find that your wishes will come true. Guys, remember how I just said as within, so without. So that doesn't just mean with those others, right? With those other lovers, because remember, we must first heal our vessel or our cup, our chalice, representative of love, and love ourselves before we can offer that to another person. Now, the reciprocity also goes as within, so without. You will get what you put out, and vice versa. So Spirit is saying, don't forget, you know, justice will always come to be. That reciprocity will be balanced, that the scales will be balanced in one way, shape, or form, whether it comes in a negative karmic field or chaotic system, or if you trust the divine universe, you express your truth, stand out there, forgive and love yourself, therefore you can love others, and then you can step into that amazing unconditional love opportunity. Guys, I thought I would go ahead and jump on and share some crystal wisdom since we're on the crystal theme tonight. And don't forget to, these are really, really potent. Guys, I do have these available. If you guys would, they are Reiki infused. All of my wraps are customizable, pendants, amulets, you name it. All right, Spirit. I like to tap into Mother Gaia and see what Gaia has to offer us to assist us on our journey. Woo! All right, so hey, you know how I work? I go ahead and pull whatever jumps. So let's take these few. It says Brazilianite, flexibility. So we were talking about that, like that balance. So think of the ebb and flow with the surrendering to the universe. That's also too, when we can't see that logical what is right or wrong, if we just be still and trust the universe, that natural ebb and flow will kind of assure that things will happen in divine timing and the way they should. It says, I am flexible and free to be me. Now, free, this to me, freedom spirit said, remind them of the free. Being free, guys, isn't just from another person, but it's also of the trauma that we carry based upon all of these cycles coming to a close, and this reciprocity, that ebb and flow, right? So freedom is really about loving yourself, loving others, and you know that you are free when you act and you embody unconditional love, right? I mean, do you have a disagreement with that? I'm curious. Oh, and here's Brazilianite, guys. Don't forget to use your stones. You don't have to have the actual crystal, the stone, or medium. You can actually utilize the picture, right? And hold that within your third eye. Next pops Moonstone. Interesting. That tells me that Spirit is saying, please reflect on the reveal of stack number 1, because Moonstone was the stone chosen for stack number 1. So Spirit is saying, guys, this is going to loop around. I love how that works, as Spirit does not know a linear time. It says, I am the divine flow of my soul rhythms and life cycles. cycles. You guys see it. All right. So I love how Spirit confirms, you know, sometimes we say things. Here's another example of how we tap into that super information highway and how we divine, right? Sometimes we will say things and we just follow and trust the universe with our words as long as it's out of love. And you see how Spirit had backed that up, saying, yes, you know, you're coming to the ends of these cycles. And as you're going through these, please pay attention to balancing the scales and giving and receiving that equal reciprocity of love. Thanks again to those of you who have chosen stack number 2. Stay blessed.